Welcome to the deep dive. We unpack sources, insights, really, to give you that essential knowledge.
Trying to be truly well-informed.
Exactly. And, have you ever tried to tell someone about this amazing thing that happened to you, but it just kind of falls flat?
Oh, yeah. Happens all the time. Your listener's nodding, but you can tell they're not really there with you.
Right. So today we're looking at how to tell those stories, those personal experiences, focusing on making them compelling, realistic.
Yeah, making them land. Our mission, if you will, for this deep dive is really about nailing those techniques, making your stories clear, impactful for your listener.
That's it. We'll walk you through sort of the structure and the key details you need, transforming, just remembering something into telling a great story.
And one of the first things that jumped out really is the focus on the past tense.
hmm It's not just like ticking a grammar box, is it?
Not at all. It's about setting a clear timeline for the listener. It grounds the whole thing, makes it feel solid like it actually happened.
Okay, so establishing reality.
Exactly. And that leads to the idea of realism. The source mentioned, the event could be real or even imagined, but it has to feel authentic, true to life.
Why is that so important, the realism?
Well, because when a story feels real, you're doing more than just listing facts. You're inviting the listener in.
Right, like they're stepping into your shoes.
Precisely. They get to experience it almost firsthand. And that engagement, it's way deeper than just, understanding the sequence of events.
Okay, so realism is key. How do we actually build that vivid feeling?
Well, we found this really neat, simple procedure. First step. Quickly pick an event, something from your life, something that sparks a memory related to the prompt.
Got it. So choose a moment.
Then, and this is crucial for the narrative shape, you pinpoint 3 or 4 specific things that happened, key moments, occurrences that explain the main event or, drive it forward.
Like the turning points.
Yeah, think of it like giving a guided tour. You need a starting point, that topic sentence, the hook that grabs attention.
Sets the scene.
Right. Then you show them the landmarks, those 3 key details, in order, so it flows.
Okay.
And finally, a quick wrap-up. A brief conclusion. Could be reflection, maybe something like, and that's basically how it went down. It just gives the listener a clear path.
Okay, let's make that concrete. There was a great example in the source material. The prompt was, describe an exciting sporting event you witnessed.
Oh yeah, the hockey game. That was perfect.
It really was.
Yeah.
The speaker kicks off with this killer topic sentence. I once saw a hockey game where one team scored 4 goals in 3 minutes to win a game in regulation time.
Instantly hooked. You just have to know how on earth that happened.
Exactly. And what's great is how it follows that structure we just talked about.
The details aren't random. They're chosen carefully to build the drama.
Yeah, like Toronto scored first period, second period, and third period goals and had taken a 3-lead lead with only 5 minutes left.
You can feel it, right? The game's basically over. Everyone's thinking, okay, Toronto's got this.
Totally. But then the comeback. Boston scores. Okay. Then they score again.
Getting interesting.
Then they get a penalty. You think, okay, now it's over.
Right. Shorthanded, clock ticking down.
But they score a shorthanded goal
Yeah.
to tie it up. It's that sequence, those specific high-stakes moments.
But that's what makes it unforgettable. And then the final punch.
The winning goal. With just 12 seconds left. Unbelievable.
And notice how concise it still is, even with all that action packed in.
Right.
The conclusion, it was unbelievable, but I saw it happen. I still can't believe they lost. It ties back to that initial shock.
Yeah, reinforces the feeling.
It just perfectly shows how that past tense structure makes a story super exciting, but also really, really easy to follow.
It's pretty amazing how that simple framework turns a memory into something gripping. But, okay, if you're trying this, what are the common mistakes? Where do people trip up?
Good question. Like choosing those key occurrences without just drowning the listener in detail.
Yeah, we're getting lost.
I think the biggest pitfall is trying to include everything, every single little detail.
Right, it's not a deposition.
Exactly. You're crafting an experience, not writing a report. The key is picking details that actually move the story, or details that create a strong feeling.
Okay.
Like in the hockey game, they didn't list every pass, right? Just the goals, the penalty, the turning points.
So identify the peaks and valleys, the moments that really change things or left an impression.
You got it. Less blow by blow, more hitting the highlights, the essential beats.
Makes sense.
And another thing, getting stuck switching tenses, jumping between past and present.
Yeah, that can be confusing.
Super confusing. Sticking to the past tense, like we said, keeps that timeline consistent. Your listener stays right there with you in the moment you're describing. No mental gymnastics needed.
So, okay, let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway for you, the listener?
Well, we've seen how this straightforward framework for telling personal stories in the past tense can make a huge difference in clarity and impact.
Yeah, that ability to just quickly pick an event, find those 3, 4 key moments, and structure it. Topic, sentence, details, conclusion.
Like with that hockey game
Oh,
example.
right. It's a really powerful tool. It turns just, facts into something engaging, something people remember.
And this isn't just theoretical or for some test. It's about making your own stories better, telling your friends, your colleagues.
Making them more vivid, more persuasive.
Definitely. Just more memorable, really.
So here's something to think about. Take a recent event from your own life. Maybe something you've told someone about already, but it didn't quite, connect.
Hmm.
Try applying this structure. Tell it in the past tense. Focus on just 3 or 4 key moments. See if it makes the story more compelling, easier for someone else to follow.
And pay attention to what details pop out when you intentionally structure it that way. You might be surprised what feels most important when you frame it like this.